Yeah, I found out he actually don't like me.
Yeah, that's crazy. The ones that don't like you the most are the ones that you inspire the most.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the same. I was like, why isn't this fool like we've done shows together? I've opened up for this fool.
Yeah.
Like, he even hits me up on Instagram, replying to my stories randomly, and I'm just like, but yeah, you don't like. And his whole thing is like no fake people, and I'm just like, well, you are acting fake as fuck, dog. Like,
follow your own advice.
I know. I'm like, bro, like whatever, dude. But you know, some people actually hate, you know, because they're just like, oh, I just don't like this guy for whatever reason. Like, and some people are just jealous about shit, and then anything in between, honestly.
But if you have haters, that's what makes you know you're doing something right.
Doing something right, yeah. Yep. Yeah. True that. Especially when you have famous haters.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, if you don't have haters, bro, you should probably worry, low key.
Yeah, right. That's all you have is your friends.
Haters, bro, you gotta worry about yourself. Like, damn, bro, I'm not doing enough.
Right.
To somewhere where somebody wants to compete with me, to be on the same level as me, that wants to fight with me, type shit. You know, like,
right.
Keep the level going, but only for the.
Yeah. Or it's just like if you don't have haters, and it's just like your small group of friends, and then Oh, I like that. Crazy fucks only, and crazy spelled with a K also. Yeah, nice, South Bay. That is sick. I want one of those stickers.
So like that sticker is actually like a little tagging cruise.
That's dope. I would put that on my van, dude.
Dude, that's the home. That's like the older homie. So he's like all into punk rock.
Nice.
Ska shows.
Yeah, I got fucking punk rock tattooed.
Yeah. We'll get into that, cause
yeah, I know. I got a lot of questions, bro.
Cause this fool was a punker back in the day.
Alright, sweet. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I had the whole vest and everything.
Yeah, I didn't get all the patches because I was just broke. I was spending all my money on music, so I didn't have like, you know, if I did have patch money, I was like, hang on, spend it on engineering or spend it on something.
I just go to a Swami, bro.
I did Swamis too. Yeah, some of them I'd get for free too. Yeah, I had a crass patch in high school over my hoodie.
I used to trade shit with the homies.
Oh, little patches?
Nice.
Yeah, hey, I got one patch for your big ass patch.
Nice.
I got like 3 patches for your big ass patch.
For your big ass one. Yeah, I'm trying to make. I made one patch, but it wasn't even like I was trying to make it. My fucking the guy who made this run of t-shirts, he just made it. He's like, hey man, here, try this. You know, give it to me for free in the bundle. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'll fucking get more, and I just got busy as fuck. Yeah.
All right, you ready to start it?
Yeah, do a little intro.
Sit back on.
Get into it.
All right, sweet. Let's roll with it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Kuya. You know, you guys are watching the HxA Kick Back, aka Hippie-HxA. You know, we're back with another episode, and we got a special guest, local. We got Krazy White Boy.
How y'all doing, man? It's great to be on the fucking Hippie podcast. You guys hit me up a couple weeks ago, and I've just been fucking super busy. And I'm super glad to be here. It's gonna be a fun interview, and you guys are cool as fuck. I love what you guys got going on. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
of course.
it.
Yeah,
fuck
of course.
with the music too, man. But you know, before we get into all of that, you know, I'm pretty sure you got listeners, people out there. Like, we're local, so we know South Bay. But,
oh yeah.
Like, for those that don't know, like, let them know what the South Bay is and how it was growing up there.
So South Bay to me is home. Fucking growing up here was, you know, it was a lot of party. Wasn't too good, wasn't too hood, full on party. That's how I describe it. You know, you do have ghettos here. You got the nice areas. You got $1 million homes, and it's very diverse too. I have, you know, Hispanic friends, white friends. I got black friends. I got girls. Everybody is here. It's LA, you know, and fucking. I grew up in Redondo. And my high school was like 2 blocks from the pier, so we was always drinking, you know, having the fucking homeless guys buy us beers and shit. We were smoking weed, dropping acid, shrooming, you know, like we was just doing the shit, you know. I remember like bumming dollars from people just to get home on the bus after I'm wasted. Yeah. Just skating, listening to music, punk rock and hip hop. You had, you know, Tupac mixed with Pennywise, and that's kind of how I started my fucking shit was punk rap, was, you know, listening to like Cottonmouth Kings and fucking, you know, Pennywise, Circle Jerks, Black Flag, and Tupac and fucking all that other shit. So
kind of like a little ska, but a little bit low metal.
Yeah, we had ska here too. Yeah. I remember we had kids, you know, in high school we had everything from like, you know, kids that just listened to EDM back in the day, and then, you know, the gangsters and shit. And everybody kind of intertwined too. And they did. And my Redondo High, is one of the biggest campuses like west of the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
So as far as like campuses size-wise go, fuck, you had pockets of kids everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and we had, you know, cholos and punks and everybody kind of just we all came together. You know, you'd be at a house party and you see, you know, scene chicks with the fucking, you know, cholos and shit. You just had everybody, low riders, and it was really fun.
Yeah, I remember I used to go to backyard shows. Backyard shows. I used to see cholos, skinheads with like the red laces and everything.
Yeah.
But everything was solid. You're just there for the show. You're there for the music, mosh pits. But if you punch somebody, you get serious. But it depends where you punch them. Type shit. Yeah. There's a difference, bro.
Or if you got something to handle it in the pit. You know what I mean? Let pick each other up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going to backyard shows where, like, I remember, what is it, Scarfest? Scarfest used to get cracking too, bro. Scarfest used to get really crazy.
The one I liked Beach Life. I actually set up festivals. I just got to set up Beach Life also. Beach Life was a big one. I remember trying to sneak in as a kid. One time I got in. And then, I was there for like a half hour and my friends couldn't get in. I was like, well, this sucks. And I couldn't buy beer. I didn't have a wristband. I was like, this sucks. I'm out. But Beach Life is a good one. And I think actually Warped Tour is coming to Long Beach like now. I think this year too.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm
I
excited
heard
for that too. Yeah.
I heard that the music changed now, because you know how it went kind of like more like it transitioned to more like emo instead of like because it used to be metal and hardcore like,
it used to be like super punk,
Pennywise
and all that, and then it got into like that, like the post-hardcore phase,
and then it kind of down emo. Like the radar went like from hardcore to like down here.
And then
that was on red, now it's like on
right.
And
then you started to have like, you know, rappers going in there, and just like anybody really, it kind of became like a Coachella.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I think the last year was either Attila or Falling in Reverse, which I like both those bands. Both those bands are hardcore as fuck. Well, Falling in Reverse not hardcore, but like they're both badass bands. So either way, Warped Tour was a huge. It was just dope as fuck, and I didn't know about it until I started dating a scene chick actually, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it's just there we go. Now I was in the post-hardcore and fucking all that shit. So it was really diverse growing up here, honestly. Yeah, like not even gonna lie, that's South Bay to me is home. You got the beaches, you got the gangsters, you got everything. And that's how I mixed everything. I wear skinny jeans from Hot Topics, and I wear Pro Clubs. And I got a little bro in me with my flipped up bill, like,
so it's like Tennessee shit going on.
That fucking bro white boy shit.
That's some South Bay shit.
That's some South Bay shit. Oh, hey, shout out to fucking Fashion Town. They always dripping me with fucking nice ass swag. I actually got sunglasses from them too that I did not bring in because I was just excited to see you, man. My bad. But I'm gonna make a post about it though. And shout out Fashion Town for sure. Carson and Western. Thank you guys for always supplying me with good shit.
Shout out Fashion Town.
That's that local shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to ask you, like, just being close to Redondo. Like, I have some friends from Redondo too.
Right.
And one thing, like, they always bring up to me is like, now, like, that town that was like known for being skaters, surfers, like punk rock, is kind of like becoming like more hipster, and like, you know, like. Like people who aren't from the South Bay going there, because I remember before, like just trying to boogie board or surf, it was like you knew who the locals were, and you had to like prove that you were good to be in the water. But now they bring it up to me, it's like, bro, it's just hipsters now.
Nowadays, like it's just. I mean, so I describe people. If you've seen the movie Lords of Dogtown, I describe South Bay kind of like that. You know, when I was growing up, even though that was back in the 70s or 80s, I forget, maybe 70s ish. But still, it was like there was very localism. You know, if you weren't, and I wasn't born here. I moved here when I moved here late 2008. To 2009, because I was moving around. I was born in New York, and then I went to Sacramento. And then, but I was super sheltered in Sacramento, so I don't really have memories other than the house and fucking elementary school. And then when I came down here to high school, it was different because I was and it is super localized. It was super localized here. Now it's just kind of, you do have more people that aren't from here and don't really care about, you know, trying to know the neighborhood and be South Bay, if you will, or even make it home. There's like, oh, I'm kind of just here, you know. But what I've seen though is I've seen like Hermosa go through, you know, Hermosa back in the 60s and 70s, you know, like it used to be like, you know, the hot rod cars, and then the 70s hit and it was hippies, and then like, you know, 80s was kind of hippies, and then like the 90s hit and became very punk rock. 90s, early 2000s was very punk rock. Now, when I was in high school, it was like punk and rap, you know, more of that Cottonmouth Kings, fucking Bros, Dickies, Chuck, Skaters. Now when I go to Hermosa, it's a lot of like frat boys and EDM kind of shit. if that makes sense. A lot more richness, and more like people with money that aren't from here, and they're just kind of going to the beach city. The Hermosa is like the Hollywood of South Bay, if you will. It's the most poppin' party city, if you will, by the beach. Yeah. So you have a lot of out-of-towners coming in. And it used to not be like that. There used to be homeless guys lined up on the fucking on the pier right there, you know, like straight. Yeah, there used to be homeless dudes all over there sleeping there and shit. I used to sleep at the lifeguard towers sometimes. It just used to be very punk rock, and not necessarily in the music, but in the lifestyle. Just, you know, not giving a fuck, degaff, punk rock shit. And now it's just more like, you know, EDM and you know, people with money, and it's like, I know they don't live here, which is cool, you know, but
it was like more the definition of what South Bay was.
Right.
At that time, you know, like,
back then it was
it's people on their cruiser boards bombing hills. Yeah. Either they got their surfboards or. You know, like, I get.
Also, back then when we were growing, I'm 31. When we were growing up, we didn't have, like, we had cell phones, we had sidekicks and shit. So it wasn't like I mean, when you wanted to see somebody, and I mean, most of my people, we didn't have social media like Facebook or I mean, some of us had MySpace and shit. But like, first off, you had to be rich enough to afford a fucking computer in your house. None of us had computers. Like, we grew up fucking broke. Like, you know, like our family. Like, my dad was spending every penny just to fucking live in Los Angeles. You know, live in the South Bay. And I know that was a lot for everybody. And I came from a broken home, so I didn't have like a mom and dad. I just had my dad. And so fucking, like, we weren't, you know. So if you wanted to go out and see somebody, you had to go see them. You had to actually go skate to their house, or fucking meet up at Perry Park, or, you know, whatever, or the South Bay Galleria, you know, and then you'd see like herds of kids, like teenagers drinking and smoking, just walking around. Like, nowadays you don't really see that. You'll see like maybe the kids on their bikes, on their electric bikes and shit. Yeah. But you don't see. It's not. You know, I love. You know, I don't live here anymore. I don't live in South Bay no more, unfortunately. I moved up to Hollywood, and then now I met a girl. We're in the high desert, moving back to Hollywood after the lease is up. But South Bay just changed to the point where, like, I can't do my music at St. Rock anymore, because St. Rock is now owned by different owners, and they kind of want that nicer sound, you know, the more not so like, welcome motherfucker,
more like indie,
you know,
shit.
Like, they don't really want the real punk or the real screamo or the real rap. And that's okay, but it changes the dynamic of who's here, who's coming, you know, who can really play there. I mean, I can go to Hollywood, the Whisky a Go-Go, or any other spot there, and I'm welcome there all the time to do my music. So that's kind of why I moved up there, just for business things. But South Bay is always home to me, and South Bay is what raised me and what made me who the fuck I am today. Yeah. And I love it, and I always come back here. I mean, I was in Pedro today helping my homeboy fucking trim his trees and shit. Like, I mean, we were doing barbecue, bonfire. You know, I'm here in Pedro a lot. I'm not from Pedro, but I lived there for a long time. I lived there for like a while after high school. After high school, I basically moved down there because I couldn't afford a fucking Redondo. I could afford Pedro though. I was on 14th and Mesa.
Redondo's limits.
a little expensive, but I mean, back in the day, we had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for like $1,500.
Yeah.
But in the Redondo projects on Burl Street over there.
Okay.
And so it wasn't bad pricing. Fucking 20 years ago ish. It wasn't bad price 15, 20 years ago. Nowadays, everything's just skyrocketed, and that goes back to the Hermosa, where, you know, it's kind of like frat rich boys and shit. You know, so people can afford it. And people will realize, no, we're at the beach community. We can raise our prices, and people will still buy it. It's just like, now you're kicking the lokes out. Yeah. You know, us locals, you know, are just, you know, I know a lot of people move out to Vegas or Nashville, or people move to Florida. You know, so that's South Bay nowadays. But I still love it though. And as far as the skating and shit goes, it's funny because now they have a skate park at the pier and a skate park at Perry.
Yeah,
back when I was in high school, and there really was skaters demanding it, we didn't have a skate park.
And in Harbor City.
You know?
Remember, we didn't have a skate park in Harbor City.
You guys have one now?
Yeah, now we do.
I mean, we would go down to Channel Street.
Yeah,
we would all go to Channel Street. They just redid Channel Street. I helped
the bridge.
The San Pedro Skateboard Association. They were doing renovations on it. Yeah.
All right, man. I want to bring it back a little bit to the music. You know, like you said, like, you mix those elements of hip hop and punk.
Right.
You know, so I want to ask, like, how do you balance, like, the raw aggression of punk, but then still have the rhythm and lyricism of hip hop?
Honestly, I have that just from listening to so much different styles of music. I listen to a lot of punk rock, post-hardcore, and also hip-hop as well. You know, a lot of my influences was like Falling Reverse, Yellow Wolf, Eminem was a huge one in my life. Ryan Upchurch. I listen to a lot of country music too, and a lot of country music. A lot of their lyrics talk about boys around here do this and that. And I'm like, dude, well, boys around here ain't farming, but boys around here is skating and getting tans from the fucking sunshine itself. You know, so I kind of just everything kind of inspires me. And so when I get a beat, especially like a metal or punk rock beat, you know what I mean? I definitely want to give it the aggression, but still talk about the life that I lived. And the life that I lived was very street, very party, you know, from, don't get me in trouble on this, from, you know, selling drugs as a kid. I used to have the party house where I would, you know, sell a lot of weed or fucking ecstasy. You know, I would do all that just because I needed money, because all the money was going towards rent. You know, I didn't even have food in the house. I didn't have shoes. Like, my dad was so broke that I couldn't fucking ask him for anything. So I fucking just started selling shit. And having throwing parties so that I could make more sales, basically, so that, you know, all that kind of influences the lyrics, and then the harder style of how I do the screamo and shit. That's just, you know, it's basically like if you were to scream "California Love" by Tupac, you know, or put that punk to it and speed it up a bit, you know, still the gangster fucking lyrics, you know, or the hometown lyrics, just in a fucking harder way where people are like, what is this? I ain't heard this before. And I've had, especially on my latest video, I've had a lot of people comment like, I've never heard this style before. And I have other music out there which isn't as like punk rappy. Some of it's just straight rap, some of it's straight punk. Some of it's, I have some pop stuff out there just singing. I love singing too. So that's kind of where I get that sound from. Yeah.
No, that's what's up, man. Cause just listening to your music, like, you have those songs where it's like how Tupac, those hard hitting songs, like how you brought it with your pops. Like, right. I heard the song when you're talking about that. Like,
I'm crazy. Yeah.
And it's like, it's deep lyrics, but then it's like pumps you up, like want to go in the pit. Right. At the same time.
Yeah. But, so basically, that's just the voice that I use. Instead of saying like, you know, like, welcome motherfucker, yeah, here's the South Bay, low riders chucks with blunts and 4 days. No.
Damn.
It's fucking, welcome motherfucker, yeah, this is the South Bay! You know, and I fucking scream that shit. So I'm writing the same lyrics, I'm just doing it in a different style.
Yeah.
So.
I want to ask too, bro, like, cause like, I recently just started getting into like punk and ska scene because like my homies, they're into that.
Right.
But then like something I noticed is like punk and hip hop are pretty connected, you know, like.
Right.
So I want to ask you, someone who's in both genres and mixing it, like, for those that don't know, like, how are these two genres connected? Like,
so like if you take hip hop back to like even the 80s, you know what I mean, like MC Hammer, Beastie Boys, fucking, that was a very, Beastie Boys was punk a little bit too, but like, you know, even, let's go back to the 90s, let's just go with Tupac and Biggie. It was about, you know, the black culture rebelling against them being so oppressed, and you know, and punk rock was the same kind of thing, just for the white boys in the suburb. This is kind of how I see it, you know what I mean. And so both had angry aggression, to where, you know, no matter what the person was going through, you know, it was just attacking. Punk was attacking the government a lot, and if you think back to hip hop, it was attacking the government a lot too, as well as like, you know, if you were gangbanging other gangs and shit. Punk rock wasn't really about like gangbanging; it was more like, you know, household problems or
it's more like a
mental problem. You know, like a rebellion. And both rap. Real like hip hop rap, Tupac and fucking Biggie and all those. I'm not talking about like Lil Jon Yin Yang the party rap. I'm talking about like, you know, T.I. and fucking, you know, like trap music album. The real people that were like, yo, I'm trying to make it out the hood, or the other people who were like, yeah, but I'm trying to make it out the fucking suburbs. I'm stuck here in a broken home with alcohol addiction, all this shit. You know, parents fighting each other or beating my ass, things like that. So both of them had that aggression, and it just. And eventually now it's intertwined. I mean, not necessarily that Limp Bizkit's punk and rap, but that is a rock metal kind of thing, and that's where it started to evolve. And you had Hollywood Undead doing more of the punk rap thing, and then Cottonmouth Kings took it to another level too. And Head PE and just all these bands. Nowadays you can find all kinds of punk rap or styles of punk mixed with rap. Even Lil Peep is a style of punk if you think about it. You know, he's he is influential to me as well. Lil Peep too.
I'm a Peep fan.
I got his love tattooed right here.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Lil Peep. Enough said on that guy. R.I.P. too. Yeah, he's amazing.
Rest in peace, Gus, man.
Yeah, but hopefully that answered your question a bit. They both come from the same things on opposite ends, and when you have two completely opposites, they're actually going to be a lot alike.
Well, if you ever seen the movie How High, Method Man has Rammstein in his song because Method Man actually listens back to Rammstein, and Rammstein has a lot of influence in his music.
Oh, I didn't know that. He
actually said that, yeah.
Nice.
Rammstein,
I know Rammstein, I'm not sure how I said.
Rammstein.
I've actually seen them live in concert.
That guy's crazy. That guy's insane.
Oh my God. Yeah, those kind of concerts are... That's where you get in the pit.
Yeah. You're in the pit, not to push, to fight.
No, you're in there to fuck it. Yeah, that's like some slaughter to prevail shit. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully that answered that one.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I want to ask, so like, you brought up like those songs. I want to ask, like, what's your creative process when you're writing a song or just making new music in general?
So there's two different styles of beats. There's a very structured beat where you can see on your Logic program or whatever recording fucking software that you're using, whether it's fucking Fruity Loops or whether it's Logic or Pro Tools, you can actually see where the chorus and breakdowns and everything comes in, and you're like, oh shit, that would be the chorus. And then I call it mathing it out. I math it out. I'd be like, oh, it's got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I got that 4 times or 2 times. So you math out where the chorus is and where the verses are, and I kind of like just do it on my notes real quick, and I put, all right, here's the verse, here's the chorus, and then there's another style of beat called a freestyle beat, and that's where it just, like my South Bay punk rap one, that actually doesn't have a chorus. It is one of my most grossing songs now. Like, it earns me a lot. I've gotten a lot of, obviously, I've interviewed you. I've got a producer in Bali, Indonesia, that hit me up. He's like, yo, your shit's sick. He sent me a bunch of beats to work on.
Right. Good,
yeah,
bro.
Shout out to you, my boy. Appreciate you.
Happy for
as Starzy Racks, I've known for a while just from putting shit out, and shit like that. But that's actually a freestyle beat. So that one I kind of just go in and I'm like, okay, where would I want, what? It's just whatever comes to mind. When the beat came slowed down, I was like, ooh, welcome to the South Bay. So I recorded that part. And I was like, let's put some scream in that. Welcome to the South Bay. So it's just, you got to figure out the beat first. And then you math it out. And you're like, all right, cool. This is what I'm bars here. Me personally, I like to go with the choruses first. I love catchy choruses. I feel I'm better with my choruses than my verses. Not that my verses are bad. And obviously, the South Bay punk rap song is just all verses, no chorus.
Yeah.
But I really love making catchy choruses and shit. So I like working on the chorus, and then I'll kind of just be like, oh, that's the topic of the song. So I just talk about that topic basically for the verse, and I ride the beat too. So that's why you'll hear like super fast rap mixed with like some screamo for like 4 bars, and then like a bunch of singing for the end, and then like lead up back to the chorus. I kind of just I'm telling everybody this. I don't necessarily like plan out my shit. I just kind of math it out real quick, and then whatever comes to mind as far as should I sing, scream, rap. Sometimes I'll layer both singing and screaming and rapping, whatever. It's just whatever comes to mind that's what I do. And I put it out, and if somebody likes it, they like it. If they don't, I don't give a shit, and to all my haters, I don't give a fuck that you don't like my stuff. I'm sorry, I just don't. Like, I like my shit. My team likes my shit. And that's all that matters. If you're an upcoming artist or if you're a hater, it doesn't matter who likes your shit. It just doesn't. If you like it,
do it for you, not for them.
If you like how your tag looks, keep doing that. If somebody doesn't like it, be like, cool, do your own tag. If you don't like my music, make your fucking own. Get your own software. Do your own. There's studios everywhere. You can look them up online.
Straight up.
So that's how,
Man, something you brought up there was Starzy Racks.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, because I know you collabed with DJ Paul. Kellison.
Yeah,
I don't know if I said
Kellison.
It's Kellison.
Kellison, yeah.
So I want to ask, how'd you get these collaborations, and how do you choose who you collaborate with?
So I didn't actually. So Kellison and I actually opened up for DJ Paul at the Whisky-A Go-Go. The Whisky-A Go-Go. couple things to unpack here. So let's start with Starzy Rax. Starzy Rax is my fucking brother from another mother. Like, you know, shout out Starzy, my boy. You know I fucking love you. Me and him actually just talked yesterday. We talk all the time. We're actually working right now on an EP. We have the Hollywood song, and then we just recorded our video for HxA Remix, which I'm on, and then we have 3 other songs coming out as well. And that's gonna be a 5-song EP called the Hollywood EP, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know how me and Starzy found each other. I have fucking no idea. At some point on the internet, we found each other, and he sent me a beat. And it was that Hollywood beat, and it had the guitar in the back. He's like, "Yo, I know you fuck with the more like the harder metal stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then I just went in my studio, and I was just like, "You can catch me at a show, like." And I just did the shit, and put some screaming in there, and I just had fun with it. And then he had fun with it, and then he when he was doing the Drewski TV show, he's like, "Yo, I'm about to be landing in L.A. Do you want to pick me up? We'll shoot a video, and then you can drop me back off at the hotel." Because he landed basically, and the next day he started shooting. Shooting the TV show. Yeah, it could have been House Records. And he's like, also, I need some weed. At the time, all I had was like some swag weed. Like, it'll get you high and shit. It wasn't the best thing in the world. But I had like a jar of it, and I was just like, I mean, I could get more weed at any time, but not any time, but I could get more weed easier than he could. Yeah. And so I was like, here, dude, this is the jar that I got. Boom, boom, boom. And even Drewski in an interview said, man, he was like, so this isn't word for word, but I think he was talking to Theo Vaughn. He's like, man, I don't know how the fuck Starzy Rax ended up flying into LAX, and then the next day he's shooting, and he already has a jar of weed. And I was like, that's me, bitch. So me and Starzy, and then he was just here doing the BET experience. I think he won 106 in Park, the 106 in Park event. And I knew he would. He honestly he's a cool fucking dude. First off, he's just a badass, genuine person, and he's very lyrical. He told me, he's like, I go in the studio, he doesn't math anything out, he just does it. Yeah. And he's constantly going viral, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But as far as other people like Cottonmouth Kings, DJ Paul, Aaron Carter, Kelly City, all these people. These people I met through the Whisky A Go-Go, because one of the Whisky A Go-Go's promoters is one of my promoters. He used to promote me at like what would it be, like Characters, and like just a bunch of like bar and grills with real stages on them. It wasn't just like a bar and grill where you karaoke. It was like a bar and grill with live performances every week, like those kind of shows. A little extra money for the show. So I fucking, instead of me doing like backyard shows, now I was moving up and like the karaoke bar and grill. Yeah. Now I was moving up to actual stages with lights and DJ, and you give them so I was moving up a little bit. Yeah. And then he became his name's Warrior Dave, by the way. Shout out Warrior Dave. And he became one of the promoters for the Whisky A Go-Go in Hollywood on Sunset. And he hit me up. He's like, yo, man, I know that you're in the hip-hop punk scene, Cottonmouth Kings is. I was like, fuck yeah, I look up to him. And I've listened to them my entire life, basically. He's like, oh, do you want to open up for him at the Whisky? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. And so that's when I ended up opening up for them. And then he was like, well, now we have Head PE coming in. I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, what about Aaron Carter? I was like, I got some pop stuff, sure. And what about so then I just started opening up for these people, and it was a really good, like, I want to say like 9 months in 1 year. I was just constantly doing shit back to back. Yeah. And that's how I met a lot of. I got signed to BioFreak Records. Actually, I had my own record label called Punk Rap Records. Yeah. And then I had another artist that I was working with, my DJ, and then another guy that he wanted to manage me. He was a fan, became a manager. And then the house that we were living in, basically like this, it got torn down, and none of us like really were prepared for it. And I was on the road doing festivals and other music shit, so I was just like, I really didn't have time to be looking for another spot. So I just fucking put my shit in storage, started van lifing it for a bit. I went up to, and I remember Freak Show wanted to sign me to BioFreak Records, so I went up to him and see me, and then I was like, yo, dude, like, you still looking for an artist to sign? My shit kind of tanked. And he was like, yeah, dude, I would love to sign you. And I'm about to renew my contract. I've been with them for almost 2 years now, about a year and a half. And I'm very happy with them. I love Freak Show, love Jay, I love everybody that's on the label. Everybody. So I'm about to renew my contract there. And that's kind of how I've just made the connections with, you know, famous and non-famous people. And my life is just surrounded by artists now. As you guys can see, you know, you guys are artists as well. You guys do clothing. You know, my life is just surrounded by that. And, of course, my girlfriend. And she's got a kiddo at home who I absolutely love.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's just, yeah. And every day, you know, if you want to be successful, I'm telling you right now, the calendar on your phone and your fucking alarm clock. Those are things you need to mastermind.
Yeah.
I will put in, all right, cool. That's why I hit you up. I was like, this is my next free day. Even though it was like a week later, you know, you're like, hey, dude, fuck it. So I put it in there, 6 p.m. here, got your 5:30, whatever, yeah. And even before then, my homeboy was like, yo, I need your help in my house. And I was like, yeah, dude, all right, cool. I have the day off, so I'll fucking come help you out. And so, yeah, that's your fucking calendar and your goddamn, and your fucking, what's it called? Your clock. Yeah. Yeah, your alarms.
You brought up, like talking right there, I was gonna ask you because like I notice a lot like when you're interacting with your fans on social media, you always say shout out Bio Game.
Yep.
And like, so I was gonna ask you, and I see you got the chain Bio 3.
Yeah.
Like I was like, so it's a record label. At first I was gonna ask you like, so what is Bio Gang? Like, is it a group, a record label? It's a record label. So
it's Bio Freak Records. So if you're with Bio Freak Records, we have a couple signed artists. We have me. Freak Show is the owner, and his fiance is Jess. Hot Mess Jess. She's the co-owner of it, and so Freak Show. And then they've signed me. We signed Tony Slam. He's big in the slam like deathcore scene as well as like the emo trap scene. Me and him have I think 2 EPs coming out. We actually are dropping a video on Friday. Called Death Wish.
Oh, this week?
Yeah, this week. Okay. Yeah, so
Stay
2
tuned
days.
for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stay tuned for that one, y'all. Look on my Instagram, by the way, is Krazy White Boy with a K. You'll see my fucking skull and crossbone logo. So Krazy White Boy up. And so we just have signed artists. Demented is a rap group. We also have punk bands like Will I Kill and Asylums. Yeah. We have me obviously, and then. We have juggalos, we got scene kids, we got punk rockers, we got fucking gangster rappers, lyricists. We have everything on the label. Yeah. So whatever show it is, we can shoot somebody in a slot and be like, hey, here, boom. If we're at a punk show, Will I Kill Asylums? Boom. Even Krazy White Boy can be in that. Tony Slam can do that too. Tony Slam is in a band Infantectomy. Sorry about that. Infantectomy. Look them up as well. Yeah. So that's what Bio Freak Records. And if you're in Bio Gang, that means that you're just you're a signed artist is obviously in Bio Gang, but all the other people that kind of like they'll do like a lyric here and there, or they're helping us with merch, or they're like promoting our stuff, you know, or they're just family, you know, things like that. That's Bio Gang, you know, and anybody can rock the fucking Bio Gang pen. And we have a smaller one. This is for actual signed artists. Yeah. You'll see that on my day-to-day, I wear a smaller one. And that's the one that we give to all the Bio Gang people. That's we sell them, and you know, if you want to rep the fucking Biohazard, go for it. We love it. All of us have it tattooed. I got it on my ankle. Right. So yeah, that's the record label I'm signed to, and I'm very happily signed to them. Very happily, yeah. Shout out Bio Gang, love y'all.
That's right. Yeah. Like when you first started making music, like, did you ever see yourself like signing to a label? Because like I know with hip hop and punk rock, it's very like, I'm gonna be independent independent that. Right.
So when I first started doing music, how I got started was I was going through a breakup, and I was kind of losing a lot of friends because I was so focused on this breakup, and we and her were fighting all the time, and people just didn't want to be around it. And so I was kind of alone in my room, and I was just depressed. I just kind of fucked up in parts of my life. Yeah. And it was like just after graduation and shit of high school. But my homegirl, Alana Mack, she was going out with a very famous rapper called Man Yum Daniels. He made that song Buzzin', you know, I feel like money. She was going out with him. And they kept hitting me up for like weed or something. They were like down the street in Redondo living at her house or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And then at some point we were at like a house party or something. And I was like, hey, dude, like, I know you're doing music and you have people doing music. Is there any way I can get in the studio? I got money, you know, because I had a job at the time. Not that I had like buku bucks. I had like a couple $100 in my pocket. I could make like $1,000 in a month or whatever. And I was like, yo, like, you know, whatever it costs, you know, can I just get in there? And she's like, well, me and Man need a ride to Inglewood right now to the studio. If you want to fucking, if you want to give us a ride, we'll introduce you to one of our engineers. And that engineer, his name was Animal. Yeah. And Animal, he's doing very big things now. His sister's Issa Rae with fucking HBO's Insecure and stuff. She's very big. But at the time, none of us were really big except for Man. So he was like, yo, just fucking shoot me some dough per hour, shoot me some fucking money for beats, and let's get this popping. So I was working my 9-to-5 job at a welding, metal fabrication and rigging shop, and fucking every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I was in the studio. And I think it was just Saturday, actually. I was just in the studio. I'd go drive from Redondo to Inglewood, spend all my money in the studio every week. And he had his own record label, FGM Entertainments, Forever Getting Mine Entertainments. And so I wasn't
You have a message.
FGM Entertainments under the record label.
You have a message.
Fuck My Ex Volume 1. But then
you have a message.
Wanting to collab. So then I was like, okay, how do
You have a message.
Blowing up super big. I had other engineers
You have a message.
Stuff out, the ball started rolling. And like my first song,
You have a message.
Good ones and shit for my friends and stuff, but like
You have a message.
I think that it is still one of the really good songs.
You have a message.
So, do I see myself getting signed?
You have a message.
I was pursuing it, and I was just like taking
You have a message.
and, Def Jam. It was really doing that. I wasn't doing it.
You have a message.
Nowadays, I can go in the studio. I'm good.
You have a message.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
You have a message.
They know how to engineer my lyrics.
You have a message. You have a message.
Gatekeeping people or trying to
You have a message.
Jelly Roll and all these. I want to be that.
You have a message.
And better every day.
You have a message.
I'm just trying to get better and better.
You have a message.
That's damn true, yeah.
You have a message.
If Sony or something did come to me and say, hey man, you want to sign, I would definitely
You have a message.
It ain't mine, and I'm just going to be this puppet, then that's not really
You have a message.
I would definitely take advantage of. So any record labels,
You have a message.
One day, like,
You have a message.
but once, like, share a member.
You have a message.
This is the best. I've had a lot, but
You have a message.
Comments and maybe they get to me or whatever.
You have a message.
On music, which isn't much.
You have a message.
But my most memorable one was
You have a message.
I had never done a show. Just got passed out.
You have a message.
Big time. I was like, oh fuck. Like, and I was direct support.
You have a message.
Going ham, you know. Fucking, I didn't even have
You have a message.
And, I remember just fucking singing this.
You have a message. You have a message.
Oh my gosh, sweat my
You have a message.
Most memorable
You have a message.
I was nervous and anxious and excited.
You have a message.
One of the main bands. I have Cottonmouth Kings tattooed on my leg.
You have a message.
Just fucking went haywire for my first song. I couldn't get off that stage.
You have a message.
Stage. One goes back to the green room, and one goes to the band. I was like, fuck
you have a message.
Autographed all this shit.
You have a message.
I was bummed. I couldn't get off the stage. I couldn't make it down the stairs.
You have a message.
Wow. Yeah. And there's a picture of me.
You have a message.
No, not that one. I've gotten, who's that guy?
You have a
Yeah,
message.
there's like Adam Baggins raps. And I was like, who the fuck is that? This guy actually. Shit. I was like, I watched this guy. I was like, I do look like him. He's a little buffer, but fuck it. Like,
you're talking about Black Flag. I was like, bro, who kind of look like?
I think somebody has. So, who was the other one? Oh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think right now. But I've been compared to a couple people, and I can't think right now. But that one does sound familiar. But the main one was that stuck with me was Adam Baggins. I was like, no way, dude. I was cool with it though, you know. But yeah.
Henry Rollins is a beast.
He is a fucking beast. Yeah. TV Party by Black Flag is probably my favorite. Just because it just reminds me of being me.
I like Black Coffee.
That was good too. Yeah. What was your favorite punk band?
For me, the Casualties.
Casualties is good. Mine's definitely between Black Flag and Pennywise.
I like the Casualties or Exploited.
Exploited's good. Yeah, I had an I had an Exploited patch. I think I still have one. I have a whole fucking like. I have no time to do anything. Dude, even make my own merch. I got a whole stack of like patches. I got fucking White Snake, and I got fucking. I want to say Exploited too. I have the Doors. I got a bunch of patches I just haven't put on.
My whole vest was the big one, the big ass one was the Casualties. I had Dead Kennedys. I had Exploited. I had fuck, what's their fucking name? I had a Leftover Crack.
Oh damn!
I love Leftover Crack. You know why? Because they come up as homeless people, and then they made a ska band.
Right.
And then they became.
They
started out right in LA.
Oh, nice, yeah. Minutemen is from Pedro.
Yeah.
Black Flag, Pennywise, and Circle Jerks from Mosa.
Oh, I love Circle Jerks.
Yeah, and you know...
the Germs? I love the Germs.
The Germs
so
are good.
The
you
Germs
know Offspring used to fucking do backyard parties in, like, South Central?
That's
it's like
crazy.
Straight just, like, gangsters and vatos, dude.
I didn't know
and it was Offspring. Yeah, doing their same
crazy.
sets. I was like... I didn't know that either, but yeah. I had heard that, and I was like, oh, my God. Yeah.
And, now I want to ask you, too, bro, like, to keep it going on the music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you talk about performing live, and I'm pretty sure that helps get a lot of fans too to open up to new fan bases at those shows.
Right.
But then I know you're very active on your social media as well. And in this age of 2025, like, what would you say is more beneficial, like going out to the live shows or being active on social media?
Oh man. So for me, For me, when shit, dude, both of them will garner you fans. The thing is that you can reach the entire world online. So, like, just like the guy from Bali and Stars Rax, I worked with the guy, 19 Hate. I believe he hit me up when he was in Russia, or maybe he was in Canada. But these are all people that I've never met. Well, Stars I've met now, but like these are people I've never met, and they've heard my stuff, and I didn't know who they were until they hit me up, you know, shit like that. So it's real. But then again, like when I opened up for Aaron Carter, I threw in more of my pop stuff where I was more singing and shit like that, and so I got a lot of fans that like pop music, actually starting to fucking listen to my other stuff. And so there's that. So now I have a pop fan base. I got the rap fan base. I got the punk fan base. I got anything in between from doing shows. And they wouldn't necessarily like the pop fan base that I got from Aaron Carter before he passed away. And Aaron Carter, by the way, was cool as fuck. Me and him were up in the green room just like smoking for like when I used to smoke. I'll smoke like weed every now and then. But me and him fucking. We were up in the green room just smoking for like 2 hours. Him, my DJ, me. Like my whole entourage and his entourage, and he was cool as fuck. Aaron Carter, rest in peace. He was so cool, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. At least for the couple hours I was with him and shit. And he just seemed like a genuine person with a lot of hurt, honestly. But anyway, doing live shows. So if I'm doing a live show like at the Whisky, it's got to be for somebody that like I know. Yeah. It can't just be for like a band that I don't know that's headlining, because then it's not worth it to me. Yeah. You know, for like if I'm doing Cottonmouth, for DJ Paul, like Head PE, Aaron Carter, Dizzy Wright, these are all people names that I know. And I'm like, oh shit, I know their music, I know what to put for the set, things like that. Other than that, though, I'd rather, because also you got to pay to play. So depending on your slot, you got to pay, and then you got to sell tickets, things like that. I mean, me personally, like when I first started doing this, I paid for the slot, but I didn't want to like give people, like sell people tickets. I was just happy they're coming to see me. I was like, dude, take as many tickets as you want. I wasn't really in it for the business. I was just like, holy shit, I'm here at the Whisky with real fans hitting me up like, yo, I love your shit. I don't know what the fuck they are. And they were coming out seeing me. I'm like, here's a free ticket. You spent the gas to get here. You did all the, like, you know, at that point, I was selling merch. You know, I would sell merch for sure. I had my old manager and then my girlfriend at the time. Not the one I'm going out with now, but a different one. They would work the merch booths, things like that. So I had people helping. But when it came to tickets and sales and shit, I was just giving them out at that point. I was like, dude, you guys are... so yeah, both of them will gain you fans. I think personally that online is definitely... if you had to put it on 100%, it's definitely like a 60-40, you know, or like a 70-30. You know, like a lot of it is internet. I mean, I found you guys you guys found me actually through the internet, not through a live show. You feel me? So, because I've done a million empty shows to fucking family and friends, and that's it. You know, so sometimes you're not really finding anybody. You're just spending money that you could have spent on engineering, you know. So it's a give or take. So now, I mean, back then I would do any fucking show. Nowadays, I really got to be like, okay, like, where's the show at? Who am I doing it with? If it's BioGang, I'm fucking there. Yeah. If it's my bio team, whether I'm performing or not, I'm fucking there. But if it's like, you know, something else, you know, I gotta see what it is, because it might be a bad business move as far as you're just losing money and there's gonna be no fans there. Yeah. There's that kind of stuff too. So, hopefully that helped a bit. It is a business, yeah. If anybody says that music that it's not a business, no, you're right. Music itself is not, but if you are trying to make it a career to where you're making money off it and don't need a 9-to-5, so you can fully do this and, you know, make at least.
You have a message.
Your streams, your
You have a message. You have a message.
Direct support slots. It did help me.
You have a message.
Dude, you're just giving shit out. Like,
You have a message.
I know that I do put my heart into it.
You have a message.
I know that when I gave them the I remember one time
have a message.
They're like, okay, well, we might come back. And I was like,
you have a message.
And they're like, it was like a random couple on
you have a message.
What's your Instagram? It's not like we really fuck with you.
You have a message.
Be you. If you feel like you need to get
you have a message.
Have fun. If you're not having fun,
you have a message.
You know, I collab with people that I'm like,
you have a message.
So, you know, they're gonna be fun.
You have a message.
You know, I know you have a show coming up. We're gonna be
you have a message.
I will be posting this flyer.
You have a message.
So it's gonna be
you have a message.
7. And it's gonna be at
you have a message.
Operation SB, Operation South Bay, and
you have a message.
He hit me up on Instagram. He's like, yo,
you have a message.
He's not charging me anything. We're just doing it because we love music.
You have a message.
In a way, and that's how you support each other.
You have a message.
Oh, they're in the hometown? Sure. Yeah. That's all you really got to support. Fucking like people.
You have a message.
Help your home people too, yeah.
You have a message.
This is why my brother
you have a message.
Not give a fuck about, but like we have this whole
you have a message.
The people that don't want to, you know, like it's not beneficial to us.
You have a message.
Pick people up there, you know, pick people up there,
you have a message.
Thing out here, and I was like, all right, well, I can add on to that.
You have a message.
For me and shit, so yeah, I think that
you have a message.
A year from now to do a recap or something.
You have a message.
No.
You have a message.
You love going to concerts.
You have a message.
Well, you have a punk rapper and a
you have a message.
I've never been at this venue, so you guys know this venue more than I do.
You have a message.
The music is not a hit.
You have a message.
Like we'll just do the pit ourselves. And that's always fun too, you know. And that's the other thing, like, you know.
You have a message.
Recently, up in Universal,
you have a message.
Audio engineer or something turned up my boy's shit too high.
You have a message.
But when we shut it down, we're like, we need like a 15-20 minute break. And all the people that were there was like,
you have a message.
So literally, like, that kind of shut everybody left. You
have a message.
The bartender and the security and the waitress. And that was it. And we were just like, fuck it. No hand either way.
You have a message.
The bartender was looking at us like, nobody's here.
You have a message.
Do it either way. And sometimes when you're on like
You
stage
have a message.
fucking, people are like, oh, I've never been booed like that. I've never fucking knock on some wood. I hope this is real wood. No, I'm a wood. I'm a wood, not myself. I've never been booed off stage, but I remember one time because my DJ, something had happened with our console, or maybe he had pressed a button, or something had happened, and it like cut off the last like ending to my verse. So I just fucking freestyled this shit real quick and fucking killed it, and the whole fucking crowd loved that too, because they could tell it was a problem, but I didn't give a shit, and we all went and it was like right back to the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know, if there's a fuck up on stage, who gives a shit? It was all fun. And the fans are there to have fun. They're not necessarily there to be so super serious about music and shit. No, I have fun with this shit.
Half of them are fucking faded as shit.
Half of them are drunk, faded, possibly on cocaine or Molly or something. They don't give a fuck. Just have fun. They are trying to be entertained. We're the entertainers.
Yeah.
If you want some serious fucking person who's just like, oh, well, my shit got fucked up, we're done. It's like, that's no, like, you kids are like, you is doing music wrong if that is you.
You better go catch the morning meeting with that for Brad, dog.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, like, so yeah, at my show there will be mosh pitting. There will be, and you guys are free to open up the pit at any time. I'll probably, if it's a wireless mic, I'm gonna jump in that bitch with you guys.
Oh, hell
yeah. So, yeah, expect moshing. If you don't mosh, stay on the sidelines. Or actually, if you don't mosh, hop in the pit. Get your fucking egg, yeah.
Unless you scared.
Yeah, unless you a bitch.
So July 11th.
July 11th in Wilmington. I will post it. My Instagram is Krazy White Boy. Crazy spelled with a K. You'll see the skull and crossbones, the blue skull and crossbones logo. I'll send you guys the logo too, so you can put in the credits in the beginning or end or whatever you guys want to do.
Gotcha,
tags and shit. Yeah.
I do see you have a lot of South Bay inspiration towards your clothing.
Yeah, so the South Bay is also in the hat here. Yeah, I wear the hat on this one. I usually only wear my clothing, or I'll wear like Freak Show's shirt or like Jay Bentley's. You know, it's people that are on my record label, so I can promote them. Yeah. I don't wear like a South Bay chain or nothing like that. I do have one coming in. It's all like iced out, and it says KWB, Krazy White Boy.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Waiting on it in the mail. But like and then my jeans I get my jeans from Hot Topic still, like, because I was like really tiny, like tight fucking skinny black stretchy punk rock jeans, and I haven't found a better place, honestly. Yeah. And Hot Topic's fucking online. Look at their jeans; they're fucking insane.
Oh yeah, go to Swap Meet, dog.
Swap Meet's cool, but they don't have like super skinny like skin
size.
size.
Baggy shit.
No, you gotta go to that one spot, bro. That one spot.
Are you talking about Rhodium?
Nah, you gotta go to Santa Fe, fool. They got
Santa Fe. I haven't been there yet.
Santa Fe, bro. Yeah. They got that one punker spot, dog. They got they got every single punker shirt.
Really?
They got every single patch that you want. They got every single button. They got all of it, bro.
All skin. I don't go Santa Fe.
He's like,
hey, trust me, bro. Every single shirt that I've ever owned. I had the album for Too Drunk to Fuck.
Nice.
That shirt.
Yeah.
I had that shirt right here. And I don't know what the fuck happened to that one. That was my favorite shirt.
Is that in Santa Fe Springs?
Yeah.
Orange County? Okay, yeah. Santa Fe Springs, Swap Meet. Now, the one I grew up going to was the Rhodium in Gardena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then now I go to the actual Fashion District in downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Or actually, well, usually I go to Fashion Town. I just picked up sunglasses. I picked up 2 South Bay shirts. I do wear my South Bay shirts every now and then. But mainly I'm nowadays I'm just wearing my own shit for promotion stuff. I bought another hat. Me and the owner of Fashion Town are super cool, dude. He's badass. He shares my stuff as well. He's a huge supporter.
You shot the video at Fashion Town.
I did shoot it there, yeah. I asked permission and everything. I was like, yo, you cool with that? He's like, dude, yeah, I mean, tag us in it if that's cool. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tag you in it. And then, and he put it on his Instagram. It was on mine. It's just, everybody in South Bay is for the most part, is very just like you guys. You guys are like, oh, another South Bay artist? Fuck yeah, let's see how we can work. Same with Fashion Town. We just all support each other. And so South Bay to me is like it's like a small town in a big city. Exactly. It's not too good, not too hood, but it's a full fucking party.
Alright, bro. We went to Sacramento for like what 3 days? Mm-hmm. We were in Sacramento for 3 days, bro. Trust me and believe me, dog. When I seen a whole different change, dog. There was not a Walmart in sight.
Right. There's Safeways.
It was bro. It was nothing but Whole Foods.
Well, we were.
It's like that now.
Yeah, we were in a different. We were in the nice part.
Yeah,
right. Sacramento, so that's why.
Right. You go to Oak Park. There's fucking
Oak Park.
Because I lived in West Sacramento from like 5 to like 13. I did elementary and middle school there. Yeah. And so, but I was really sheltered in. I went to a private kindergarten to 8th grade Catholic school. So it was really ghetto there. Like Southport Elementary was the one I would have gone to. And my mom and dad, my parents are divorced. My dad was on tour with rock stars. Like he was he does rigging. He was the head rigger for Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Cher, Bette Midler. Anybody who was big from like 1990 to 2010, that 20-year span in there, he was on tour, world tours with them. So my dad was this rock star, badass dude, motorcycle, Harley, fucking, he still is. And my mom was more of the theater woman. But both of them agreed that me and my older brother shouldn't be going to the elementary school there. It was ghetto. And back then, this was early 2000s. It wouldn't matter who you were, you dressed like that Bay Area, Southern, you had Echo, South Pole. Yeah. So when I came down here and everybody was dressing like Lil Wayne in skinny yellow jeans, all the gangbangers were like gangbanging on me in these skinny yellow jeans and Vans. And I'm like, I'm scared? I don't know. Either way, I'm getting my ass beat by you right now. But like I looked gangster and they looked
scrawny.
Different, you know what I mean? Now I dress more LA and shit. Actually, for a long time, I wore Dickies shorts. And then because I was so broke as a kid,
You have a message.
And black and some
You have a message.
Same pair of Chucks, so there was a hole in them.
You have a message.
I had a black Pro Club.
You have a message.
But yeah,
You have a message.
And I somehow I got a
You have a message.
Just
You have a message. You have a message.
But yeah, and then I think dude was like, yeah, I want to
You have a message.
Skateboard that I have to this day. I was skating around the
You have a message.
I never did flips and all that shit.
You have a message.
I do. Yeah.
You have a message.
Sliding sometimes, especially on the fucked up LA streets.
You have a message. You have a message.
Because the bar, the spot, that was my bar.
You have a message.
And then Troy's Burgers, and Rod's. Shout out Rod. Rod's Burgers.
You have a message.
Bro. Yeah. But yeah,
You have a message.
I heard a homie did that shit in front of me.
You have a message.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, there are people.
You have a message.
Like a gnarly skater. I just fucking get from point A to point B. Nicely in style.
You have a message.
I'm gonna bring back a little bit to music, bro.
Yeah.
I know that
you have a message.
People look up.
Alright, so right now
you have a message.
So first off, I have one coming out with my boy Vitamin D. We shot
you have a message.
So I have an EP, and he just sent me. I think we have like 4
you have a message.
Block. So that's the EP Vitamin D, and that's just
you have a message.
He's cool as fuck. And then I have
you have a message.
That's us. And so he's perfect.
You have a message.
Slam, 2 of them. I have
you have a message.
AJ Demon, Curve, all that
you have a message.
Bring it back to 2010,
you have a message.
And that's gonna be more of the Lil Peep style, because I like that as well.
You have a message.
I'm always on the Biogang Cypher album.
You have a message.
Well, I think I have 2 coming up on the next one.
You have a message.
Punk rap EP. I have my country punk rap EP.
You have a message.
Give me an EDM beat. Oh, cool. I go right to my EDM.
You have a message.
Engineer. Him and Freak Show's the engineer.
You have a message.
Album coming out called South Bay Punk Rap.
You have a message.
Skate on skateboard, skate on
you have a message.
So I have those kind of
you have a message.
Not that I'm not really doing anything anymore.
You have a message.
Coming out.
You have a message.
I'll have in my studio for July 5th.
You have a message.
Lots of stuff. I have a new song with a video.
You have a message.
Song dropping on all platforms.
You have a message.
After that's gonna be Spin the Blog, and I have 6-2 coming out. I'm just on the grind, dog. Yeah. Nah,
busy year
don't say yeah. And like my girlfriend, even like she's like, you look tired, babe. I'm like, I'm always tired, dude. Like Celsius and Zen is what keeps me up, dude. Zen. I used to chew real tobacco for a long time.
What'd you chew?
Grizzly's Dark Winter Green Long Cut.
Okay. I was Copenhagen Wintergreen.
Copenhagen Green's cool. Yeah.
If you want to, if not.
Yeah, hey, straight up Zins, you guys saved my teeth. I mean, I couldn't. I chewed tobacco for like 10 years. I smoked for like 10 years. Cigarettes. My lungs are so fucked from smoking wax and meth and cigarettes and all this other bullshit. But Zins definitely saved my fucking teeth because I couldn't smile without just seeing blood. Yeah, dude. I do the same. I do the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nowadays, I mean, I'll treat myself to a can. Since you can't really get wintergreen unless it's like, you know, you have to know the smoke shop, you know, which I do know some smoke shops. I ain't ratting none of them out. I do know some smoke shops that have the flavors. But usually nowadays, I'll just get a Cope Straight. Copenhagen Straight, the red one. Yeah. It's always long cut. I did do Red Man sometimes, but Red Man...
Oh, that's you crazy for that.
Well, Red Man doesn't give me a buzz. It just kind of just makes my teeth feel sugary and molassesy. Yeah. So it's like, I can't, you know, I love spitting though. Like, because I used to, you know, be like, oh, I could smoke anywhere and blow my smoke anywhere. Now, spitting on somebody's ground is... I'm spitting on, if I'm like, I don't like you on the stars, I spit on someone's shoe. Star, like, yeah, it's like, so for me, spitting is my rebellious shit, I guess. But yeah.
Alright, man, you know, like, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, bro, so this
I mean, as much as you want, baby.
Alright, bro, with that being said, I got one more question before we go to our quick hitter segment.
Alright, let's do this. So, I love this. Alright, let's roll.
All right, man. So before the quick hitter segment, man, I want to ask you, like, I know you said performing in a stadium, but what are your long-term goals as an artist? And, you know, I can see the passion for it. I can see the work. You just told me, like, a bunch of EPs, a lot of artists. Not throwing no shade, but a lot of underground artists get one EP a year. You got it coming out, like, single EP. So, like, what's the long-term goal?
So I actually look up a lot to Ronnie Radke, who's the frontman of Falling in Reverse. And I look up a lot to Yellow Wolf as well, and Ryan Upchurch. So those are three very huge. Hollywood Undead's my favorite band and has been since Swan Songs. I have their logo blasted too. But for me, when I'm looking at these artists, like especially Ronnie Radke, he's not doing like full-on albums. He's just doing like a single every, one or two a year. And he's fucking putting them out like movies, and he's really like honing in his artistic abilities. And so that's something that I don't necessarily want to slow down, but I want to delve more into different styles and be like, yo, I realize now I am an established artist to where I'm working with a lot of people. I have producers, engineers, videographers, a record label. I'm doing shows. I'm doing the shit. I'm doing everything that an artist should be doing to work their empire up. And I'm just going to keep doing that. The long-term run is basically I want to be doing, you know, like tours, you know, like a 9-month world tour, be home for 3-4 months, you know, doing the next album and then promoting that one. I just want this as my lifestyle. Because right now I still do, not a 9 to 5, but I still do actual work. I do rigging. So I build concert stages, festivals. I've been the head rigger, head structure tech for a couple of main stages, other stages. But basically I want to, and I want to have a full merch, you know, all merch and all different things from Bic lighters to ashtrays, all that stuff, which I do have merch coming out. Basically, yeah, I just want to keep going as an actual artist, and I want to, you know, I want to just, you know, I want to have, and it's not that I want like $1 million or $2 million, $10 million, so I'm greedy. I want 10 mil or whatever, 100 mil, so I can invest that back into my videos and back into my production and back into paying for flights and shows and all this other stuff that comes around showing the fans some shit that they want. Yeah. Especially when I put out the South Bay punk rap song, I realized I'm like, I do have another style that isn't necessarily capitalized on right now, and so I want to bring that to the forefront and say, hey, we do have this, you know, as well. You don't have to be hiding behind closed doors screaming Tupac lyrics. I'm actually doing that, and fucking, and you can listen to my stuff if you like. So that'd be my long-term goal, is basically just keep doing what I'm doing, which is just music as much as I can, to the point where I'm making millions of dollars and then selling out stadiums and shows and just living the dream that I had when I was a kid. You know, when I was a kid, I looked up to T.I. and Chris Brown and Bow Wow and fucking Yin Yang Twins, like all that shit. And I was like, I want to be those guys. Soulja Boy. And actually, Chris Brown's Run It and Soulja Boy's Crank That. That's when I really realized what I wanted to be. I was like, I want to be that guy. How do I do that? So... that's the long-term goal, is to keep building the empire that I have, bring my homies up, you know, the people that have been with me, my family, fans, and friends, and I know who the real ones are. I want to bring them up with me, because I have so many artists that are really good, that are on my label, not my label, the label I'm signed to, that have less recognition than I do, when I feel they should have more than I do. and just maybe I've been doing it more social media wise, or I've put out better videos, or just somehow, some way, I maybe have more clout than somebody that I'm like, but he should have more clout.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna bring them with. That's why I'm doing so many collabs and so many EPs. It's like, all right, well, if I have clout and they got clout, or if they have clout and I don't, you know, let's mix it up and help each other. Yeah, so just keep growing. You know, I want to make sure that, you know, like, I want to make sure that I can do this for a living and also be able to provide for my family, fans, and friends, or my family and friends, and some of the fans too, in the way that I want to. Make sure they're all set up. I want to have a house kind of like this where everybody's working together, which I did have at one point. It just kind of went down. But the house literally got torn down.
You have a message.
Yeah.
You have a message.
Yep.
You have a message.
You gotta do a quick
You have a message.
Little peep.
You have a message.
Actually, no, sorry. Falling in reverse.
You have a message.
Falling in reverse, yeah.
Hey, but you gotta give yourself credit, bro.
That's true, yeah. I do love my music.
You have a message. You have a message.
Punk band, just 'cause they got some punk shit. And that'd be Pennywise, Black Flag,
You have a message.
and I would say the Beastie Boys are some
You have a message.
See, yeah, because you already know some of the shit's pretty
You have a message.
I hate wrong.
I like a few songs.
I don't.
I like that.
You have a message.
So Blind Night would die
You have a message.
I'll leave it.
You have a message.
Because when I was Head PE is another good punk band.
You have a message.
These guys like punk and rap.
You have a message.
Rap, K-R-A-P, punk rap.
You have a message.
Capital R-A-P,
You have a message.
Got that when I was drunk.
You have a message. You have a message.
Or Redondo.
Rods and Troy.
You have a message.
Quality Seafood, Redondo, Rods, Redondo,
You have a message.
Come on now.
I want to ask you
You have a message.
Me, it's just I grew up mainly on rods. Like, I remember
You have a message.
The music house I was
You have a message.
right there. Not that Snacks wasn't, you know, it's just
You have a message.
They were fucking phenomenal.
You have a message.
They still have it going on. I think right by
You have a message.
So I used to go to Spot and
You have a message.
Alright, man, next one, bro. You can have
You have a message.
I'll give you two.
You have a message.
I was gonna say 3. Hollywood Dead, Ronnie Rad.
You have a message.
If any one of them hit me up, if I had to choose, I have to sit down and think,
You have a message.
Think about it.
Falling the verse.
You have a message.
Band and always will be.
You have a message.
Fans out there listening.
You have a message.
What's the piece of advice
You have a message.
I wouldn't have been focused on anything.
You have a message.
Okay, cool. Let's fucking collab. You're doing videography. I would go to
You have a message.
college, wherever you're at, wherever the fuck you are in life.
You have a
I can't
message.
teach you how to write a song. I can't teach you. I tell my girl.
You have a message.
Really know how to until she met me on a date. It's not that hard.
You have a message.
By or our room by yourself
You have a message.
With a breakdown, I can show you all that.
You have a
You
message.
gotta do it. And if you really love music, it'll come to you. You already have stuff in your head or whatever, and even if you don't, when you hit the beat, you know, and just talk about your own shit. I do my best not to ever lie or fantasize on my songs because I want it to be about my diary. I don't think I've ever really lied or fucking anything like that on my shit. But, you know, I'm not out there being like, you know, just talk about you or what you dream to be or just anything really. But just do it. And nowadays with the internet, it's so easy to find a studio. Look at music studio on fucking Apple Maps, you'll find them. You know what I mean? It's so easy. And then, you know, and start a DistroKid. Look up distro, DISTROKID. Start one, license your name, things like that. You know, you just got to start doing it. I know that sounds cliche, but it's like you just got to do it. You need to get a laptop. You need to get a DistroKid. You need to fucking find the people that are making beats or engineering music and go to them, pay them money. You know, get a normal job. I know you may not want one, but go work at Hot Topic or a dispensary or a bar or something. Make that money. Start somewhere. You know, you got to have some form of income that's legal. Because if you're doing it illegally, eventually you're going to get caught. We've all got caught up doing fucking bullshit and shit. So, you know, and you can't make music in jail. Like, I'm sorry, you can, but it's real hard. So,
you gotta be plugged up for that shit.
To be really plugged, yeah.
The last person I think who actually did that was Mac Dre.
Yeah. I think Mac Dre did, one of the dudes on Cottonmouth Kings actually would record from his cell, Big Hoss. There are a couple people. I think Blueface made a verse too recently.
That was like a couple years before he got his last fucking record.
But he did do it from the phone.
Well, Kodak did too.
Gucci Mane I think did a few too. Yeah. So you can, but it's super. You know, just get a normal job whether you like it or not. Stop hanging out with the people that ain't doing music or that are just selling drugs or just trying to just not do what you're trying to focus. No. Because you have one life and it goes by fucking quick. I'm 31 years old.
You have a message.
So,
You have a message.
Just trying to network. You don't go out or you don't.
You have a message.
Like, you know.
You have a message. have a message.
But like, you know, like the clearer you are,
You have a message.
and that's cool. But it's fucking Eminem. You're not Eminem. I'm sorry, kid, but
You
look
have
at
a
Eminem
message.
Now, or Ronnie Radke now, or all these very famous artists
You have a
and the
message.
ones that are on drugs, Juice WRLD,
You have a message.
Triple X than Juice, but not that
You have a message.
did. And he was like, he wasn't the one that everybody's like, oh,
You have a message.
You know, it's just the way he did it.
You have a message.
And shout out to Pete. If I could bring back
You have a
if I could
message.
collab with one dead artist, it would be
You have a message.
yes.
Like,
yeah.
You have a message.
because they would all perform together.
Oh yeah. Ghostman, Suicide,
You have a
Kill
message.
Station,
Yeah.
and all these.
You have a message.
Watch The Dirt, which is Motley Crue.
You have a message.
Because you're gonna realize your life is not that.
You have a message.
Keep was doing it is basically the way that I'm doing it, right?
You have a message.
You know, now I'm more structured, I'm more professional.
You have a message.
10, 11, I'm waking up at like 6 o'clock.
You have a
Use
message.
a calendar and use your fucking
You have a message.
to-do list. You know, whether the to-do list is to do
You have a message.
no matter what you're doing. To-do list,
You have a message.
do it. Just be like, yeah, like, rate your
You have a message.
and I fucking really enjoy it, by the way.
You have a message.
Who I am as well.
You have a message.
Coming through to the interview.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys.
You have a message.
Hippie-HxA.
Hippie-HxA, Hippie Harbor area.
You have a message.
You have in your bio. I think I follow all of you guys.
You have a message.
And they also have merch and shit.
You have a message.
Merch is like when I get it, I fucking sell out real quick.
You have a message.
Coming through, bro.
Fuck yeah, bro. I appreciate you, dog. Fuck yeah.
You have a message.
Put the link to all Krazy White
You have a message.
10 toes down, stay up, fuck out.
There we go, man.
You have a message.